Happy New Year, everyone. It is Jasmine, back with another video. So this is different to my other videos. I feel like my other videos are catered to people who actually like reading already. Reading is one of my favorite things to do. It immerses you in new worlds and new experiences that you'd never experienced before. And I know that loads of us loved reading as a kid. That's what kids do. They read a lot. These kids back when we were kids, I don't really know what they do these days. I hope they read, but to be honest, I've been seeing things about how kids can't read anymore, so I know that we all loved reading when we were younger. And then school got in the way and life got in the way, and suddenly we weren't reading anymore. I got back into reading, I think 2021, and now I love reading and I read all the time. So I wanted to help you guys. I know it's a lot of you guys' New Year's resolutions. So I thought this is the perfect time to do a video about how to get back into reading. The way this video is going to run is that I'm going to give you 5 different tips on how to get into reading and read loads of books in a year. The first tip that I'm going to give you guys is to set yourself a reading goal. So, I've never reached my reading goal, I won't lie. Ever since I started reading again, I've been using the app Goodreads, which I tip actually get Goodreads. It is helpful to just track the books you read, track the reading goal, write little reviews, see what your friends are reading. It's just a beautiful app. So I used Goodreads to set myself different goals of what I wanted to read in the year, like numbers. You can set your goals whatever suits you, whether that's like 2 books a year, 5 books a year, 10 books a year, 20, 30, 40, 50, like however many books you think is probably like realistic, and then try meeting that goal. There's something so great about like seeing yourself progress throughout the year. This is the way my brain works. I like seeing how far I'm progressing in something. And so that was actually the first thing I did when I wanted to get back into reading. I set myself to read 30 books, I think, in that year, and did read loads that year because I was trying to reach that goal. And then I upped it to 50, and there's been 50 for the past couple of years, and I haven't reached that because, to be honest, it's hard to read 50 books in a year when like you actually have regular life as well. Goals are such a perfect way to like measure how much you're reading. I never see people talk about it, which I'm confused about because it was literally what helped me. Like it was one of the main drivers because I saw the goal and I wanted to reach that goal. Especially if you know what types of books you like to read, you really know what you're reading. So you just like want to read and it's perfect. So like measure that. My second tip is more about, okay, with the book goal, it's about, you know what you want to read, you just need to actually read, and like having a goal helps you reach your target because like, you know, like SMART goals and reaching your target, and you give yourself a time frame and all that jazz. But if you don't know what to read, a perfect way to find out is to look at the different types of media you're already like consuming and find books that match that. Like if you like shows, then find those shows and find a book that matches it. Or like same thing with movies as well. If you love like action movies, you probably like books with those actions in it. If you like romance movies, you probably like romance books. And obviously this isn't a hard and fast rule. Like I love romance books, but I don't always love to watch a romance sometimes. So like it's not like a hard and fast rule, but it really helps knowing what you like and then suiting your book tastes to match that. And in this day and age, I know that we are all doing something. Like if you're on TikTok, you're probably on TikTok. If you're watching a show, you're watching a show. If you read, like you're always consuming something. Like reading is basically just another form of consuming media. Even like look at the TikTok videos you're watching, see what type of things you're interested in, find books that suit that. To be honest, I don't really think that starting off with self-help books in the beginning kind of helps. So if that's kind of what your TikTok is more geared to, then maybe don't do that, but I don't know, that might work for you. Reading is escapism for a lot of people, so find things you really like to escape. Because you can look on Instagram and TikTok, so many people have done those. If you like this show, read this book, and just scour the internet. You kind of have to search and look a bit, find what you like, find what people are saying that you would like, and read those books. The next tip to get back into reading is to join a book club. It's so much easier to reach a goal if you're doing it with other people, especially other people who really like what you're doing. Talking about books is so much fun. Like I kind of started my own book club with my friend because we would just talk about the different books we were reading. We had a similar taste. I don't know, it just helped me like become closer to her, find new books, read new books that I would never have read. Joining a book club also gives you like the monthly goal of, oh, this month we are reading this, and then you read that book in the month, and then you've read that book and you're slowly getting back into reading. Like even if you just read 12 books in a year, one for each month with your friends, that is so much more than if you read literally nothing. If you haven't picked up a book in years, a book club might be the best way to get back into reading. Or if you don't have a book club near you, talk about it with your friends, and if your friends have the same goal, you can like do it together, because I know loads of people want to get back into reading. Find random books to read. I can't lie, TikTok and Instagram are kind of the easiest forms. Not that I really trust a lot of the TikTok books. Some of them I don't really love, but it still is a way to get back into reading, and you can form your opinions about these books and find out what you like and don't like whilst reading them. Sometimes it's funny to like read a book and actually hate it and then like yap about it with your friends, and you're like, I hated this book, this was horrible, like who even wrote this, like what do you mean, like this isn't English, this isn't good, like, but then you're still getting into reading and you're finding out what you like and you don't like. You can also ask your friends what they're reading, because if you have reader friends, then they probably have a bunch of book recommendations to give you and would love to talk about those books with you. My fourth tip is to actually read books that you like. I think sometimes we get so in our heads about reading and you want to be reading the classics or the books that make you think or the books that will change your life. But sometimes, I don't know, like you just love a good romance book. Like I don't think I get through any book faster than a good romance book that, I can't lie, sometimes has no substance, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, this is so cute, like the character is like, wow, oh my gosh, like this is amazing. It's like sometimes you just need those books that you just actually enjoy. Or like for me, I love a good romance fantasy book, and for like the most of my years of reading was only romance fantasy, which I'm not saying contain yourself to one genre, but I knew what I liked, and there are so many books out there in that genre that it was just easy to find a new one and enjoy it, and then find a new one and enjoy it, and find a new one and enjoy it. I've only just started getting into self-help books, some non-fiction books, or books that aren't even romantic, because I just knew what I really liked. Like it's fun to discover like the new sides of myself, right? I'm like, oh my gosh, like this book that doesn't have romance in it, it's actually kind of good, and this book that's actually like non-fiction and self-help book was like actually like insane and exactly what I needed right now. However, if you're just getting into reading, you might not want to just like jump into that. Find your niche, stick with it for a while. Obviously, if you find other books you like, then go read those books. But if you're struggling to get through a book, it is okay. Put it down and find a book you like. My fifth and final tip to get back into reading is to not give up. There are some books you're gonna read and it is gonna be the hardest book you'll ever read. Like some books you're just like, this is so boring. Like there are so many books you're gonna read that just aren't for you. And that's okay. Like there are so many books you can close and leave and move on from. But don't give up, because you will slowly start to read more books and you'll slowly find the books you like. Whether you love longer books or shorter books, like don't forget about the short books right there, because those are books, and if you need to read shorter ones to start reading, then start reading those. Or if you just don't have enough time, read those ones. Like there are so many different things you can do, but don't give up. Reading is such a beautiful experience. It's just so much fun. Like people forget how fun reading is. It's not like a prestigious thing that makes you look smart, and like it does like sometimes, but like it also is just something for fun. So don't give up. If you want to get into reading, you can. There are so many books out there that you'll find the ones, and someday you'll become a reader. Okay, so that's it with the video. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope this helped. If you want to get back into reading this year, I hope you can. I hope we can all reach our reading goals this year, or at least start reading more this year. If you want to see more book videos, let me know down below in the comment section. Happy New Year. It's funny that I'm saying this because it's literally December for me, but for you guys, it's the new year. So Happy New Year. I hope you've had a great year. I hope 2024 was fun, and I hope 2025 is just as great, if not better, and that if you want to get back into reading, you do. See you later. Sincerely.